Morning Baraka, the Ramadan edition. We have with us for questions and fiqh, Sayyid Shah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
How are you doing, sir? You okay?
Very well, thank you. Very well. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, good, thank you.
Nice to
Powering
see you.
through the month.
Indeed.
Powering.
MashaAllah.
More strength.
More power to the people.
More strength.
Alhamdulillah, we're getting towards the end, so
Alhamdulillah.
inshallah it's
Gonna miss it.
accepted.
It's been emotional.
It's accepted whatever we do. So we have a question,
Okay.
and from my father in the UK. It says, Assalamu alaikum. In regards to sadaqah and khums and general charity during the holy month of Ramadan, is it permissible and recommended to give this to close family members and friends that are struggling? Also, do Eid gifts count as sadaqah if they are given to family members?
Sure. Great question. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In regards to Islamic charity, we have khums, we have zakah. Sadaqah, even though we give it as charity, it's more like alms. There's a spiritual benefit behind it, and it's like it's more of a trade. It's not with charity you give, and inshallah you get thawab back, and with alms you give as like a form of protection, to keep away evil eye, as they say, or bad energy.
And bring blessings to yourself.
And bring blessings to yourself. So, in terms of khums is is 20%. You pay it on something once. Now, if I go to the Rasala, I will tell you exactly what you need to pay khums on. According to Sayyid Salih ibn Maraja, may Allah prolong his life, khums is done on your profits, halal wealth that is mixed with haram wealth, minerals acquired, gemstones obtained through diving in the sea, treasure troves found, the land that is dhimmi, so the land that you purchased off a Muslim, and spoils of war. Now, the thing is with khums is 20%, but you pay it only once in a lifetime. So let's take, quickly give an example is, if you saved £10,000 over the year, right, the khums that you have to pay, and this is surplus. Say a surplus, £10,000, you have to give 20% away. Which according to my maths is about £2,000. Right. Now, the following year, you got remaining 8,000. The following year, you've got that 8,000 plus another 1,000. Let's say another 2,000 to make it more easy for you to understand. Another 2,000, so you got 10,000 again. How much khums do you have to pay on that? You'd assume it would be the same, 2,000. But it's not.
Is it out of the 8?
It's not out of the 8 because you paid khums on the 8. You don't have to do it again. It's only once in a lifetime. That 8 has been khumsed and purified, or whatever you want to say to it. Not that it was impure in the first place, but that does not qualify for khums to get. It's only the 2,000. So according to my maths, that's what, 400? 400 pounds. So that's khums. Zakah, on the other hand, is 2.5%, and that's done mainly on crops and animals. 2 metals, gold and silver. Animals like camel, cow, sheep. Crops such as barley, wheat, dates, raisins, and that's just 2.5%.
Okay.
Khums, you have to pay that to your marja, and the allocation of khums, where it goes, you have to get permission from your marja, because khums, there is a certain amount that belongs to the imam, there's a certain amount that belongs to the sadat. So the amount that belongs to the imam, you can't technically give it to somebody else. That's the imam's right. So you need to speak to your marja or the rep of your marja and say that I have this amount of khums. Am I allowed to distribute it, to a poor family member or an orphan I know, or poor sadat that I know? What am I allowed to do or not allowed to do with that?
So where is that khums that is for the imam? How is it reallocated once it's collected from people?
I mean, once khums is collected by the marja office, they have certain, you could say, what's the proper word to use here? We normally say that within a government they have certain sections that need to be paid for example, like military, widow fund, social care.
Yeah.
So this is where khums normally goes to. In this day and age, we don't have like an Islamic government with an infallible leading, so we can't allocate it directly to Imam Mahdi's army, or to certain funds which represent Imam Zaman and his government. So the Maraja, they take the money and they allocate it within their charities that they have. Some have orphanages, some have hospitals, somehow housing for widowers, and schools, and furthermore the tabligh side, the hawza, funding for research, funding for buildings, funding for students, scholarships for students. This is where the money is put towards. And a lot of it is also saved. Don't think that they spend all of the money. No, a lot of it is actually saved, put aside for Imam Hussein when he comes.
So when we talk about general charity giving in this month, there's a lot of emphasis on giving and multiplying rewards and thinking about orphans in this time and the poor people, feeding people. I mean, charity doesn't have to be monetary, does it? It could be just inviting people at home and feeding them. That can be. So what is the core reason for that action, for that deed? What is the reward from Allah?
In Islam, charity has been given a very, very high importance. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, even to smile is a charity. Just to brighten up someone's day. Even if you can afford to give a smile, give it. To give, because it can help benefit somebody. And in this month of Ramadan, to gain the spiritual closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to gain spiritual benefits. Also, in order to help yourself relieve and detach yourself from the materialistic world. Now, charity doesn't have to mean that you give everything you have, or have a detrimental or massive effect to your lifestyle and your bank balance. Yeah. But why not? It's Ramadan. Do you really need to go spend 10, 20, 30 pounds on a brand new shirt that you want to wear to the mosque? Isn't it better you give something to someone poor that they can eat this Ramadan? Or do you have to? Can you sacrifice 1 or 2 nights, of not going to shisha and saving yourself some money there, and give it to maybe your cousin who's struggling to pay off his tuition fees, or something like that? The whole detaching yourself from the materialistic world.
You mentioned about giving to family, say for example. What about for those amongst us whose families, we're not born into Muslim families, so all our cousins abroad and things of that nature, family of that nature do not, they're not part of Darul Islam? Because I know, like, for a lot of Caribbean brothers, I know that from the Caribbean, we got family that usually are in need. So some people are starting to send their religious money, quote unquote, back home and saying, we want to give dawah, and we want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We don't just give our family like some theological dawah and philosophical insights, but saying, why am I sending the money? Because I'm a Muslim, and it says give charity and look after the needy and family members. So we try to do it that way.
Apart from khums, which is you have to give it to your marja. Other charities is not mandatory that the person receiving is a Muslim. Muslims are probably preferred, but it's not mandatory. And at the end of the day, we are all human beings. We are all creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says, if you're not my brother in faith, you're my brother in humanity. So we must help each other, and there's nothing
blood
wrong.
relatives must, whether they're Muslim or not, as long as they're not an enemy of Islam, that must count for something. Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with giving charity to non-Muslims, and furthermore, you giving charity to a family member who's not Muslim gives a really good impression of Islam. Gives a really good impression of the faith, of how tolerant we are towards other people. How we're not this closed group society and this closed group community, that we only look after ourselves and not others. That we are very, very open to promote good,
to promote love and care,
and love and peace among and humanity. The main thing is humanity, to promote humanity amongst everybody.
And in terms of deeds, we can talk about charitable deeds. What is the best deed in this month to do? Would have been,
Okay, there's no real limit.
We've still got Eid. We've got,
there's a lot. There's a lot in terms of the best deed. I mean, one would say saving someone's life is the best deed. One would say, one rak'ah of sincere prayer towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sincere worship is the best deed. Others may say tabligh is the best deed. It doesn't really matter what the best deed is. What really matters is, are you doing what you can? It's not about doing. But someone might come this Ramadan and say, I want to complete the whole Quran, and struggle. Somebody might turn around and say, you know what, I want to learn 1 new surah, and that surah maybe 2-3 lines. May take him a day, 2 days to learn it. But the sincerity and also what's realistic. Do whatever you can. If you can learn that 1 surah, 2-3 lines, learn it. You can read the whole Quran in one go. Throughout the whole of Ramadan, do it. But it doesn't mean that you have a target, you have to reach your target and you have to do it, and it's going to really, this is not say it's a bad thing, but it's going to kill you while you're trying to get this target achieved.
But surely, I mean, you're talking about a lot of things that benefit the self. But when I said what was the best deed, it was for others. How is it best for
the best deed for others?
Yeah, what
the best deed for others is, there are many deeds you can do for somebody else. Is the best deed is to bring someone towards my religion, or is to pay a debt off for him, or is it to save his life, or is it to bring happiness to his mother? There's no what is the best, what is not the best. Is there a hierarchy of your actions and how good is this one and that one? It all comes down to sincerity, and it all comes down to your intention. At the same time, do something. Don't do nothing. Don't sit there and wait for your opportunity to, give someone the kiss of life when you can help an old lady cross the road. I think sometimes we're getting too involved in what weighs more rather than what can I do.
Just one final question, because I know we're approaching the end. I'm not sure if we got to cover it in detail about giving them Eid gifts.
Yes.
Does that qualify? Giving Eid gifts to family members, does that qualify as sadaqah?
Giving an Eid gift, I don't see why not. Well, I think you're being a little bit stingy if you're going to be like,
trying to get two birds for one.
Here's a bit of charity, and here's, and it's your Eid gift as well. I think you're being a bit, if you're going to give charity, give charity. If you're going to give a gift, give a gift. It's all to do with the intention. At the same time, don't forget the zakat fitr you have to give for Eid. And it is every year. You go to your local mosque or your local scholar. Ask them what it is this year, because the price always changes. And it's 3 kilos of flour or dates, raisins, corn, like these staple foods that we have.
Yeah.
3 kilograms, right? The price of that is what you have to give per head in the household. That is in your house on the final eve of Ramadan, as by sunset.
That is in your house, as opposed to just those who are under your trusteeship.
So
if you've got children that live abroad or something like that. You have a wife that lives in another country, another city.
There's those in your household, under your roof, and also those that are dependent upon you. So like you said, children abroad and stuff, you'd have to pay on their behalf.
Right.
And also those who have entered. So if you've got guests coming, right,
staying at your house.
If you've got guests that come before Maghrib Adhan, have come to your house
to open iftar with
open iftar, you've invited them or something like that, and they sit there, and now sunset has come, iftar has come, you're responsible to pay on their behalf as well. So a message to the viewers: stay in your cars until the Adhan happens, and then walk in, because you're going to cause a lot of mischief.
It's a blessing if you have guests in your house and you get to pay their fitrah.
You can come after Maghrib Adhan. There's no harm there.
Thank you so much. I think any last tips though? This is our
last tips. Okay, number 1, khums and zakah is mandatory. So if you do not know about khums, please refer to your local scholar and educate yourself. It is an Islamic tax which is mandatory. Furthermore, the khums belongs to the Imam of the time. You have to pay him. Otherwise, it's his money that you're using. So go speak to your local scholars, speak to your marja or his ambassador and his representative, and get the knowledge and make sure you're up to date with the khums. Same with zakat. Obviously, pay your zakat. And sadaqah, you should be giving sadaqah as much as you can. It does take away bad energy from the house, from your life, from others in your family and those that you pay on behalf of. And also for charity, we are a religion of charity. We are a humanitarian religion, and helping others. You never know, one day you may need that help. And Ramadan shows us the struggle that some of these brothers and sisters are going through. Why not spare them a thought and give to them and to make their life and their Ramadan a bit more special this year.
Inshallah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for all your wisdom and knowledge.
No
that
problem.
you imparted.
Please do not come to my house on the last day.
You're hosting
I'm not hosting anything. My doors are shut.
This is very generous.
Till after Maghrib.
After Maghrib Adhan, my doors open.
MashaAllah, these are Sayyid scholars. Thank you so much, Sayyid, and inshallah keep us all in your du'as. If you're not going to keep us in your house. And it's the last episode, and we really enjoyed.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
To all the viewers at home, thanks for staying with us for the duration of Ramadan, for soldiering through. It's been a
And,
pleasure.
Definitely, and enjoy your Eid, and everyone will give you details of Sayyid Mohsin's house, so we will all turn up. Have a blessed Eid, and
I'm in
keep us
Karbala.
your du'as.